Miss Amy Pickard. She told me it was, I'm a Star Trek geek. She told me it's not Picard. I'm a little disappointed, I have to admit. Amy, I think, oh, there you go. There you go. You're not muted. Amy is joining us all the way. She is breaking the trend here, joining us all the way from, the northern reaches of Massachusetts, and and has been on the show many, many times. So both trends broken with Miss Amy. How you doing, sis?
Good, how are you?
I am just having a time here. Oh my gosh. So this has been an amazing night, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Everybody has been so amazing. And then, of
Yes.
course, I have to be right after Dustin. And
Right.
I was like so in with that last, I was like, now I have to go up and now I'm gonna ruin everything. Like, that's like my initial reaction was like, come on, now I have to try and top this. Like, it's not happening.
Oh my gosh. The last time I actually performed on Red's Room, I had the same thing. This phenomenal
It's
artist was right
terrible!
behind. And I'm like, really? Red? Oh. Just didn't work. Oh my gosh. Oh, you will be wonderful. You sorry, I'm seeing all the comments rolling in. No,
Oh,
everyone,
the chat, yep.
you have nothing to fear, my sweet red all caps. But Amy is awesome. I love it. I love it. I will say, I think the gauntlet has been thrown down to Kat Stewart though, with that rendition of Waymaker. What do you think?
When I was like, when he's like, oh yeah, Josh like requested this, and I was like, I knew it was gonna be
Yep.
Waymaker. And honestly, I love how you like mind blown. If I could play piano or sing the way you sing, I don't know how you're not famous because you should be famous, in my opinion.
But again, it goes back to God's timing. I am not going to
Mhm.
be surprised when we see him and hear him, in the future, him and his
That's
wife,
true.
they probably will be, but right now, God has other plans for us, and we get to have them all to ourselves.
I know. I feel so special.
Exactly.
One
Exactly.
day you're gonna be famous, Dustin, and I'll just be like, I remember when he was on Red's Room.
That's right. You got a private concert right here.
Yeah.
And now we are going to have a private concert from Miss Amy Pickard. What have you got for us,
Woo.
girl?
So I'm gonna sing some originals. I was debating on doing some covers, so we'll see. It depends on how I feel.
Let the spirit lead you.
But it definitely depends on where I want this to go. So the first song I am going to sing is one that I actually debuted for Red's Room. Um, but it's kind of a new one for me. So, and I'm a full-time student, so I don't practice as much as I should. Um, so I don't have a name for this. So if you have any name options, please comment it. Or
Oh,
Kat, you just straight out tell me what you think it should be called, and I will probably name it that. So
no pressure, right? My gosh.
no pressure at all. Okay, here it goes. Have you felt the sunshine down on your face? The feeling of His amazing grace, the sweet sound of wind in the trees. Oh, the love of the Lord is blowing all around me. Yeah, it's all around me. The sound of birds singing in harmony. The light of His word, oh, it is calling me. The precious sound of children's laughter. The warmth of knowing God is always watching. it's an extra special church sermon. You look around and you see all the beauty that our God has made for you, and He's made for me. Yeah. Have you felt the sunshine down on your face? The feeling of His amazing grace, the sweet scent of wind in the trees, the laugh of the Lord is blowing all around me. Yeah, His love's all around me.
All right. Okay, so I was listening intently because you
I
get
saw your eyes close and you were like in full listening
full
mode. I was like, oh,
concentration
she's
mode.
really.
I'm like, Lord, this is a big responsibility, right? The only thing the it struck me in the first verse, and then you went back and tagged it and repeated that verse. It's got to be all around me. It's just I love the word pictures that you painted with that, and the glory of the Lord all around me. I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
That
So
song, All in One Day. So my strategy of writing is like I will be completely honest. I have tried to sit and be like, oh, I really need to write a new song. It's been a while. That doesn't work. It really doesn't. Like I cannot force a song, and if I try to, it's awful. It's so
Mhm.
awful. And I'll be like, this is just like this is not like it has zero meaning. Like it doesn't mean something to me. I want it to mean something that isn't what's happening.
Yeah.
And so one day I just sat and I was like, wow, all these like things, like it was like a windy day, which I thought nothing of it, right? I was like, that's amazing to even think the smallest thing in life. Like like God did that.
Mhm.
Those smallest things that you don't think of on your daily walk out the door and be like, wow. So it just came from like a perspective of being like, how amazing is this? These small things that we see every day, we take for granted, right?
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy to do.
Very easy to do.
But that's what I love that I get to take part in this particular gifting,
Mm-hmm.
because it'll just bring those little things. And authors and ministers, they get to share in this too, but we get to put these things to music,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's
And
amazing.
the feel of the sun on your face, the feel of the breeze, just the glory in the trees, ah just just beautiful to be able to string those words together in such a way to make such beautiful art, and then give all that glory back to God, because
Mm-hmm.
He is the one who made it all for us. And it's just like, those little extra special I love yous.
Yep, exactly.
So good job. Good job. Take the song title, don't take the song title. You are not going to hurt my feelings if you don't, but if it was mine, I would definitely call it all around me.
I like it. I like it. I do like it.
No, it's going a little, you get the little formulas when you're writing songs,
Mm-hmm.
it's the you repeat the title of the song and all of that stuff. But
I'm so bad at picking names because I'm like, what
yeah.
do I pick it out of? So, thank you for the help.
Oh, no. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Of
Gorgeous.
course.
Gorgeous.
Um,
And sharing a little bit of your process too. I love that. I love
oh
hearing
yeah.
about how songs come to people. So tell us about your
Yeah,
next.
my next song, so it's a little bit sad, for me at least. So my next song, this is called A Woman with Bright Brown Eyes. And the reason it's so specifically named is so my mom comes from a really big family. She's one of 15.
Oh my.
And her oldest sister, I think it was about 5 years ago now, maybe less than that, maybe four, um, had found out she had a brain tumor.
Hmm.
And so her sister was probably one of the strongest Christians I had ever known. And she was that type of person that no matter where she went, she'd talk about him, and no matter where she went, she was like that ball of fire that just came through and was like, you need to know Jesus. And I was like, how do you have the confidence for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it blew my mind at a really, really young age of just how sure she was. And so when this happened, when we found this out, I was like, this is the person that, like, I look up to for a lot of things. Like, it was like, I want to be like her because she wants to be like Jesus. And it was hard for me. And so this is a song that has some personal meaning that not everybody will get, but a line in it says, how your love and the drinks they make her drink make her tremble. Because they were having like this weird like juice thing that was supposed to help because it was low sugar and all these things, and they were disgusting. She made me try it.
Oh,
It's so gross. And so there's that song "Were You There?" It's an old hymn. And it says tremble in it. So I just remember one day sitting on the couch with her, and we just were singing together, singing hymns. And so this is called "The Woman with Bright Brown Eyes."
Wonderful. Thank you.
A woman with bright brown eyes that light up when she talks about you. All she wants is to see your face, 'cause she knows heaven is a real place with your amazing saving grace. When hard times are coming her way, she gets stronger in her faith, talks about you all day. How Satan is a dead foe and you won the battle of good and evil with your love and goodness through all our days, and we will praise you forever. With all her faith, she sings all the songs and all the words, songs of you and how your love and those drinks that make her drink make her tremble, tremble, tremble. A woman with bright brown eyes that light up when she talks about you. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, praise you Jesus. Her faith will never break, it's so strong. I wish to be like her one day. Her loving kindness shines through. I just wanted this to have a piece of what she's done for me. And I thank you, and I thank the woman with bright brown eyes, 'cause all we need is Jesus. Praise you, Jesus. Praise you, Jesus.
Praise Jesus indeed. Oh, so you mentioned that she had a brain tumor. Is she still with us?
She's not, but
She was
first I
singing with
definitely,
you in heaven, though.
exactly. And so when it first happened, when she first passed, it was honestly heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
And still, yes, it's heartbreaking because I miss her being here physically, right? But she's in so much of a better place now that we can't even imagine.
Mhm.
And one day we'll meet again, which it's that comfort of knowing.
Yeah.
And I'm about to cry, but um I'm happy, that she was a Christian and that we have that to look forward to eternity in heaven, which is going to be way better than the crazy world we live in today.
Yes, that is truer words were never spoken. But the fact again, as songwriters, you took your experience for this beautiful woman and you honored her with that song, but at the same time you're honoring Jesus, which was her message all along. I love that. I love that song. And she meant, obviously I never knew her. She meant absolutely nothing to me other than I know now that she's my sister, and I'm sure we'll meet at some point in heaven. But you made me know her a little bit. And I just like that so much.
Thank
So
you.
so I have to ask you, Red posted here a little bit ago, mentioning the fact that you were recently out in Washington, in Spokane.
I was. Yes.
How did
I
that
flew
how
out
did that
there.
come about? Jealous.
So basically it was one of the Zoom hangouts
Hmm.
and Red and Joe were just like, fly out. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And then it kind of just happened.
I love that. Okay.
So me and my mom actually flew down. Cause like my mom's scared of me going places. I'm still young. She's like, don't go by yourself. So we came down to Washington and it was so much fun. But I realized I'm not like I like planes, but
Hmm.
I don't like sitting at the window, which I feel like most people that's where they like to sit,
Oh
not me.
yeah. Not you.
So I learned that.
Okay. Why don't you like sitting at the window, Amy?
I don't know. Like it makes me so nervous, but then if I sit in the middle, I'm fine.
Wow, that's like everyone's
So I
dreaded
forced my
seat too.
mom to sit at the window. I was like, "You can have it." She loves it anyway, so she's fine.
Well, I know when I get to choose my seat, that's where I'm going. Like
That's
you
where most people go. I don't know.
know,
It was a weird thing. I was like, "Nope, I don't like it."
I don't want to be on the aisle because people standing over me trying to get their luggage in the
Mhm.
overhead, and I don't want to be in the middle because I only know one person and I don't know this other person that's sitting way too close to me. So no, thank you. Yeah.
The other people on the plane we just talked to, and for the most, because I'm a pretty social person, and my mother you can't get her to stop talking. So the people on the plane probably did not like us because we were just like, oh, how are you? Like we just like we got to know the people.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I
My
find
mom
it
was full
hard.
out like watching this guy's computer screen. She's like, "Are you a musician?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am." So she like started asking him questions about his life, and he's like, "How did you know this?" And she's like, "Sorry." It was
Just
great.
looking at your stuff here.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my gosh. Red said once you got out there, you rented a guitar from Guitar Center.
I did because I was so nervous about flying my guitar. I was like I was more worried about flying my guitar than I was me. So I ended up
God, you
renting
can
a
crash the
guitar.
plane. I'm fine with going down, but save the guitar.
Basically.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So I rented a guitar. That was fun.
So, so good experience out there, I'm assuming.
It was so much fun. It was so nice meeting everybody in person, and just the time that we had was amazing.
I like I said, just jealous. I am looking forward to the time when I can actually meet these guys in person. And I don't know when or how that'll be, but at some point.
Mhm.
Red's saying he's coming out to Massachusetts next year in August, so maybe it'll be then. I don't know. But I'm always looking for an excuse to get out of Connecticut. So maybe I'll just decide to go to California at some time.
Yeah, just randomly.
Just randomly. Hey, Red. Knock on the door. Oh my.
Okay, just for the heads up, I do have a concert in December 10th.
And December
And
10th.
and hi there, and you could
Oh,
get your
hey,
tail
Joe.
out.
Hi,
You,
Joe.
you could get your tail out here next week. Just saying.
You know, if I didn't have something already planned next week, I would, but I'm actually debuting. I'm leading a conference that I wrote. And next weekend it's my beta testers weekend. So I got a group of, it's a women's conference. So it's my group of Christian sisters here, and they're my beta testers. So unfortunately, no, next week won't work, but I'm going to be on the radar watching for that opportunity.
Do it.
Oh
It's
my
fun.
gosh. So Amy, back to the music here. Back to what do you got for
Sorry,
us
I
next?
can just
'Cause
keep talking,
we have
so you just gotta kind of
sidetracked
whack me
so bad.
around.
We're down so many rabbit holes at this point.
Yeah.
What have you got for us next, girl?
I'm gonna go with probably my most known song. Perfectly Imperfect. So this is a song I wrote. Like most teenagers, me, for instance, teenage girl, I struggled with like that self-image of feeling like I had to be in everybody's expectations of, oh, she does her hair this way, she does her makeup this way, or whatever it was. And this was me realizing at like 15 years old that it didn't matter what they thought of me, that I was made by God, that I was just as God wanted me to be. Yes, I'm not perfect. I'm not close to it. And I was perfectly imperfect, right? We all are, in our own way. And so this is a song I wrote called Perfectly Imperfect.
Thank you, Amy.
I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm perfectly imperfect. It's just the way I like to word it. Some days it may feel like a mess, and that could even be true. Some days I don't like how I dress, but then I think, who do I need to impress? Some days I like to do my hair, and others I just don't care. 'Cause all that matters at the end of the day is that God made you. You're perfectly imperfect, you. You're beautiful just the way you are, with all of your wonderful flaws. We would all be the same if we weren't all a little insane at times, and that's okay. I am me and you are you. Now I finally see the difference between the two. 'Cause I'm perfectly imperfect to me, and it's just the same for you. 'Cause all that matters at the end of the day is that God made you. You're perfectly imperfect too.
All that matters at the end of the day is that God made you you. I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
And to know that so early on in your life, I'm on the downhill side of 40 at this point, and it's only been recently that little nugget just dug its way into my head. I've been telling my girls, but I never took it to heart myself. I have daughters your age, I think. But it just, all that matters at the end of the day is that God made you you. God made you on purpose, just the way you are. No mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Amen. So
I had struggled with that for a really long time, feeling like I needed to wear the right thing, do the right thing, and it doesn't matter, right? God made you just the way that he wanted to. And for years I had my mom, my family saying like, no, you were made how you were, like, doesn't matter people's opinions, right? And I had to come to my own realization of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say I don't struggle with it now. Obviously I do. I'm a human being with feelings and all that mumbo jumbo I wish we didn't have. But
if we didn't have it, we wouldn't have beautiful songs like that, though. I mean, think of it that way. So you just learned the lesson 40 years quicker than me. So good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're a smart cookie. Josh says it's going to be a #1 hit, and I happen to agree. Got your biggest fan out there. My gosh. Yeah. I think that's a message, though. I mean, it goes beyond clothes and makeup and hair, though, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely
it's a
does.
message that so many people need to hear these days, because we're all, we're hearing about how everyone is questioning everything about themselves, and well, maybe I need to change this and change that, and I mean, you can fill in the blanks. You run the gambit, and it's such it pains me, and I can't even imagine how much it pains God to see his creations doubting the beauty that he's already given them and the purpose that he's given them, and doubting that they were made on purpose, that they were somehow a mistake. And that just saddens me. And like I said, I just can't imagine how much that devastates God to look at his creation and to hear that they think they're wrong.
It's true.
So what a perfect song for the times that we live in. And that phrase, perfectly imperfect, I love that.
Now, before I wrote the song, I never saw that phrase anywhere. And now
you see it everywhere.
Since today I went to the mall, it was a sock store. A store just for socks.
I've seen those, yes.
It's called like Socks Etc. And I was like, a sock store? So I walk in there, and there legit was a pair of socks that just said perfectly imperfect. And I turned to my brother and I was like, do you see this? Am I blind? Like, is this real? I see it everywhere now.
Yep. Yeah, somebody somewhere, and they might have heard it from you. They probably did.
They're stealing my slogan.
You should have put it on a t-shirt first.
I have it on a t-shirt, actually, so.
Good job.
Yep.
And where can we find those t-shirts?
Oh, I think they're somewhere in I have like a music Instagram, a music Facebook, so they're somewhere in that, to be honest. I'm really bad with technology. Even though I'm 19 years old and I've been brought up with technology, my 60-year-old father is better than I am.
No worries,
So.
no worries. And I do have your age, by the way. My babies are 19, so
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
my
right.
mom's baby.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Aw, that's cool. Your mom and I share something in common.
Oh yeah, the little baby. She's in the room with me. She's in the room with
2000.
me and she's cracking up laughing.
I love it. I love it. You did good, Mom.
She said, I love that you're admitting that you're my baby. I do admit
Well, yeah, because they don't always do that.
it. I will always be your baby, so I know
Aw,
this.
that's so sweet. That's so sweet. My kids go back and forth between, acknowledging that I'm their mother and wanting absolutely nothing to do with me. And, no, I don't know that woman.
Do I do that? She said, mm-hmm.
Well, I'm really
Sounds
weird
about right.
sometimes. I'm really weird sometimes. So, it's either it's just this
She
intense
is too. I'm like,
embarrassment.
what are you doing?
It's more fun that way.
I'm like, sometimes she walks out of the house. I'm like, what are you wearing? She's like, I felt like it. I was like,
It's more fun that way. Hey, my 73-year-old mother walked out of the house with purple hair the other day. It was for a Halloween party at the senior center. I was like,
oh
yes,
my goodness.
73. I like, yes, life goals.
I love it.
She looked amazing. It was adorable.
Yeah, gotta have fun, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my goodness. So, do you have another song for us?
I have
Speaking of
one
having
more,
fun,
which
one more.
kind of segues, I guess, from what we were talking about earlier, is just like purpose and all that, and how God doesn't like us to feel like we don't have a purpose.
True.
So this is a song I wrote, called "A Moment," because I may not seem like it, right? But a lot of people don't seem like it if you struggle with any type of mental health, which I feel like it's a very common thing nowadays. And it
Mhm.
was, for me growing up, it was frowned upon being a Christian, right? It's
Mm.
supposed to be, and a pastor's kid. Don't let me forget that, yeah. Happy go lucky all the time.
Supposed
And
to have a perfect
that's
life.
not the case. That's not life.
No.
And so, as a Christian and as a pastor's kid, I always felt like the need that I had to have a smile and I had to be this put together person who was just like this all the time.
Mhm.
And that wasn't the case. And so I hid it for a long time. Um, I always told people I felt like I was just a smiling mask.
Mm.
And so this is basically going through depression, anxiety, the nights that I didn't sleep because I was so anxious or so nervous about what I was gonna present the next day.
Mm.
And then it kind of turns into, because I was like, I don't want this to just be a sad, depressing song because that's not who I am. I was like, where's the turnaround?
Mm.
And the turnaround is that God was by my side even when I didn't feel okay in my own head.
Yeah.
God was there when I thought no one was.
Amen.
So this is my song called "A Moment." Sometimes I wish my brain couldn't think, 'cause depression has been hitting me too hard. Give me a moment to catch up. Give me a moment not to give up. Give me a moment to have peace of mind, 'cause my mind is running out of time. Anxiety is creeping up. My leg is shaking, trying to measure up. I'm forgetting my own words. Okay, well, I need to calm it down, but I don't always know how. Give me a moment to catch up, to give up. Give me a moment to have peace of mind, 'cause my mind is running out of time. Most nights I can't sleep. Melatonin don't do a thing for me. I stay up till 3, watching the same show on repeat. Give me a moment to catch up. Give me a moment not to give up. Give me a moment to have peace of mind, 'cause my mind is running out of time. I've always been in church, singing praises to the Lord. He's always been by my side through my darkest of times. If it wasn't for the Lord, where would I be? Because He kept me safe through all of my misery. He gave me moments to catch up. He gave me moments not to give up. He gave me moments to have peace of mind, 'cause my mind is running out of time. He gave me moments to catch up. He gave me moments not to give up. He gave me moments to have peace of mind, 'cause my mind was running out of time.
Oh, Amy, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was beautiful. And again, it's just so timely. I mean, you haven't been around for very long, so you can't do anything but be timely. But you know, it's you got this knack, that and perfectly imperfect. You really do have an amazing gift that God has given you. I think you're really going to speak into a lot of hearts here. Just keep going, girl, because He's going to do amazing things through you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But you know, just listening to those lyrics, these are, as a mom, you know, I'm putting my mom hat on here because again, I have kids your age.
Yeah.
And you know, as a mom, I know my girls have all gone through what you were describing. And I know how painful it is. And I've watched them and I've tried to be there and I've tried to reassure and I've tried to tell them all the right things. You know, God's still with you. God still loves you. We're still with you. We still love you no matter what, you know, all of that. And I think when it comes from mom, there's obviously you need to hear that from your mom. But when it comes from somebody else who has gone through it, who has experienced it, who is, you know, just like you and dealing with the same stuff, it really means an awful lot more. So, you know, thank you so much for taking the time and putting that down and sharing your feelings, because that takes a lot of guts, you know, because like you said, we as Christians, we're supposed to have these perfect lives, right? Like this is the thing out there that Christians think they're perfect, and no, we don't. I don't know.
Far from it. I think I'm quite the opposite.
I don't know what Christian is putting this message out there that that people believe that we're, you know, they have these perfect lives and are happy all the time because of God. No. God promises us problems. We know this. And, I've heard it said or described that church is just a hospital for believers. And that is so true. We're all wounded in some way. We're all hurting in some way. We're all going to be going through problems at some time in our life. And God bless we're so thankful for the good days, but the good days are not the majority. They're not the norm, because we've always got things that we can look at and say, but this, so again, just thank you so much for sharing that and being willing to put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. That takes a lot of bravery, and good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So now comes the time of the night. You mentioned it before, and hopefully, do you have your sign ready?
I did not make a sign because by the time Dustin was like, I felt like I needed to make mine, I was like, oh, come on, now I'm starting, now I don't have time to make mine. But basically it's just Amy Picard on almost any platform. If you look me up, you'll find something of me. But yeah, that's me. Not Captain Picard. Don't mess that one up.
Not Captain Jean-Luc.
Not Captain Jean-Luc.
The next time we meet, you'll have gone through and you'll have binge watched all of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and
I think that's my next goal, is to binge watch it.
Perfect. It'll hook you in. I promise. I don't
know. We'll see. I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Like I said, the first half of the first season, it's kind of a snooze fest, but then they get the momentum.
If it's a snooze fest, I legit fall asleep very easily lately. So that might happen. If you ask me a question, I'll be like, sorry, I was out cold.
I won't ask you a question.
Okay, that's good then. As long as I'm not being quizzed.
No, especially not the first season. I've got some diehard Star Trek fans out here just like, what? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for staying with us tonight and for sharing your amazing gifts and songs. It has been a joy to share this time with you.
Thank you.
Till we meet again, my dear.
Definitely.